In this tutorial, what we're going to talk about is data tables, and I'm going to guide you in this tutorial on how to download and install DataTables plugin. It is a jQuery plugin to enable you to work on tables, HTML tables, and organize them in such an order that you'll be able to scroll down the tables without scrolling up the table header. And DataTables also enables you to search on a particular table. Like you can see, this is an example of data table. You can search on a particular record on the table. You can sort records on the table. Like for example, if I want to search for records that have to do with software engineer, I can search here for software engineer, and you can see only records with software engineer are shown here. If I want to be more specific and I want to search for a record that contains this guy's name, Ashton Cox, then I can search for that record, and you can see only that record shows up here. So that's one of the main features of data tables. And like I said, data tables enables us to sort the records in alphabetical order, and you can also sort it in ascending order in terms of numbers. So here we can sort names in alphabetical order, and we can sort it in a descending order from the highest alphabet to the lowest. And then you can also sort age, which are numbers. These are numeric values. You can also sort date as well as currency. So these are the features that DataTables enables us. It also gives us pagination. As you can see, there's a lot of records more than what we are seeing here. So you can move to page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, and you have this previous button to go to the previous page. And you have the next button to go to the next page. So these are the features of DataTables, and I believe if you've been working on traditional HTML tables, you should know that this is more preferable than the traditional HTML tables. So like I said, what we're going to do in this tutorial is to guide you through the downloading and installing of these data tables for your web pages that contains HTML tables and how to use them. So let's go ahead and download the data tables. Now, in order to get data tables, you need to go visit their website, which is at http://datatables.net, practically datatables.net. So that's the website you need to visit in order to get data tables. And if you log into or visit datatables.net, you'll be able to see this web page that I'm seeing right here. And then there's the download link here at this side of the page. Now I'm gonna click on the download link, and that will take me to where you can download the data table plugin. And there are other features and plugins that you can download as well and use over here. You can see other packages that are shown here. Now if you to download the DataTables plugin, you have to click on the download the release packages. So I'm gonna click on here, and then here's the release packages for DataTables. This is the one you will have to download, the one that says DataTables and the version number. I've actually been using DataTables for some years now, and at the time of this recording of this video tutorial, this version was the latest version, I believe, on their website. And I've downloaded this version already. You can click here to download it. So when you click here, you're gonna get a zip file, not too large, it's just 2.2 megabytes. And then you select save file, and then you click on OK. So once you select save file, you can click on the OK button. And then when you click on OK button, the way I've made my browser settings, I have to choose where it's gonna save my file to, but depends on your browser setting. Your file might be saved to somewhere, maybe your downloads directory, or I don't know, wherever it might save it. You have to know where you save your files. So but like I said, I've already downloaded this zip file, DataTables 1.10.12.zip, and here it is. So I'm not gonna download it. I'm gonna click on cancel. But if you do download it, you're gonna get the file from the arrow that's pointing down here in your browser. You can see I'm using Firefox. If you are using Chrome or some other browser, then you might be getting something different. But anyway, you should know where your downloads go to. So here is where mine went to, and I just downloaded that today. So I can click here to open the containing folder, and here's the containing folder of where I downloaded my file to, this DataTables 1.10.12.zip. So now that if you've reached here, if you've downloaded it and got this zip file, depending on the zip file extractor that you're using, I'm using WinRAR. I can right click and say extract here, and it's gonna extract the file right down into this directory. So depending on whatever operating system you are using and whatever zip extractor you are using, you should be able to extract this file. So once you've extracted this file, you're gonna get a directory. Here's the directory that I got, DataTables 1.10.12, and now this directory contains the examples, extensions, medias, and all what you need in order to implement data tables on your web page. So what I'm going to do now is that I'll have to test run the examples and show you more features that data table accepts and how to use these features. So now, in order to be able to test this data table, you need a web server. So it doesn't really matter which web server you're using, whether you're using Apache or Apache Tomcat, or whether you're using Glassfish, or if you are the .NET guys, whether you're using IIS, whatever web server you're using, you should be able to, if you're a web developer, you should know the root directory of your web server, and then you should copy this folder and drop it there. So I'm just gonna cut this folder, and then my web server's directory is actually in my C directory. In that my C directory, I have a directory called XAMPP, which is the package of the web server. Actually, XAMPP stands for all platforms, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and PHP. So that's what I'm using to host my websites in localhost. So I'm going to open up XAMPP directory, and the root of the XAMPP directory where documents are stored is the htdoc directory. So here, like I told you before, I've been using DataTables, and the version I've been using is 1.10.4. So they've just upgraded it to 1.10.12. So I'm going to show you examples on 1.10.12, which is the latest one. So I'm going to right click. Recall I cut the directory from where I downloaded it to. So I'm going to click on paste, and then here is the directory I extracted from that zip file I just downloaded. So what we're going to do now is that you're not going to open this directory and then start looking for HTML files to run. That's not the way we do it. If you want to test run the examples from DataTables, you're going to have to go back to the web browser, and then you're going to have to type localhost / the DataTables directory. Actually, I can't really remember the DataTables directory, so oops, I have another directory like that. So here is the DataTables directory, which is DataTables-1.10.12. So I'm gonna click on it once, then I'm gonna copy this name by highlighting it, then I'm gonna right click, then I'm gonna click on copy, then I'm gonna come over to the web browser, then I'm gonna paste DataTables 1.10.12. Then I'm gonna click on hit the enter key. So when I hit the enter key, this is the index of the DataTables directory as shown from my Apache web server. Okay, so in this web page displaying the directories of the DataTables directory, you can see that there is a directory called examples here. and I would like us to go through the examples that we have in this data tables. So I'm going to click on examples, and when you click on examples, you're going to see this data tables examples index. So this is the index, or let's say the homepage for all the examples of data tables. So here you can see a lot of features that data tables support. Here we have examples for basic initialization. There's an example for zero configuration. There are advanced initialization examples. There are styling examples, examples that will show you how to style the data tables to your own taste. There are examples that will give you data sources, HTML document object module source data, Ajax source data, JavaScript source data, and server-side processing. Here's other API. The API is for application programmer interface. So this API section gives you a more advanced guide on how to code some custom programs into the data tables plugin and use it in a custom way in your website. So here are other Ajax examples. You can use this to get Ajax data from asynchronous JavaScript and XML request. And here are other server-side examples where you can do some server-side processing with the data tables. So you can see data tables is extremely rich and customizable for you, but I'm just going to show you a few examples. I'm not going to be able to show you all the examples. You should go ahead and check them out one by one and see whichever one fits your needs and use them appropriately. So let's start with the zero configuration in the basic initialization example. So I'm going to click on zero configuration, and this is going to open a data tables example for zero configuration. And then we have this table over here that shows the basics of data tables. Here you can see they said that the data tables has most features enabled by default. So all you need to do to use it with your own tables is to call the construction function, and you just do this. That's what they are trying to tell you. So if you are familiar with jQuery, you should be able to know what this means. Searching, ordering, and paging goodness will be immediately added to the table as shown in this example. So what they are telling you is that the default configuration for data tables gives you this. As if you have not done any custom settings, this is what you get. You get features to enable you select how many entries you are going to show in a particular page. Like if I say I want to see like 25 records at a time, I can select that, and then I can see 25 records at a time. If I say I want to see 10 records at a time, then I can select that, and then I can see only 10 records at a time. If I want to search, I've shown you this one before. If I want to search for someone's name, I can search for someone's name before even typing the full name. I can be able to see something that relates to what I just already typed. So this is what we refer to like IntelliSense. You can see I type ash, ASH, and there's someone with the name ASH, and there's another person with the name ASH here. So this pattern of searching gives us a flexibility to be able to filter out people's names and search for information that we may require. So I'm going to remove that search. So that's just one of the functionalities. You can sort, like I showed you before, in ascending and descending order. This arrow shows you and guides you on which particular order is being sorted. You can sort age, which is numbers. You can sort date, and you can sort currency. So here's pagination for you. You can click on the next to view to other pages, and all this is simply set up with this JavaScript code that's just shown here. All you need to do is initialize this jQuery document.ready function, which we are very familiar with when we are working with jQuery, and then you simply attach the ID of the table that you are working with as a jQuery object, and then call the data table constructor, and then it gives you all this. As simple as that. So you can see how amazing data tables can be. And they've also said, you need to note this, that in addition to the above code, the following JavaScript library files are loaded for use in this example. That means you need the jQuery library file, and you also need the jQuery data tables JavaScript library file included in your HTML file, which I'm going to show you how to go about it. Alright, so here's the HTML that they are using in this particular example. In this example, you can see we have a basic HTML table with an ID we call to example, which corresponds to that ID we were using as a selector in the jQuery object. And then here's a class display self-spacing is 0, width is 100%. So this is the settings that they are using, and they have a head, a th tag with a tr tag in between the th tag, and in the tr tag we have the th tags for the table headers. So that in essence just gives us this table headings: name, position, office, age, start date, salary. So these are the tags that gives us that, and all of that is inside the tr tag that is inside the th tag. So after that we have a tfoot tag, which is a kind of footer for the page. You can have a footer for the pages, and then the tbody tag is the tag that contains all the records that we have in tr and td tags for the rows and the columns respectively. So so these are the records that we've been seeing in this example. So you can see there's a lot of records there, and all you need to do is scroll through all that. So here are the the records that we have, and you can see this basic example of zero configuration. So now that I've shown you the zero configuration example, I'd like us to stop there in the viewing of the example. Like I said, I'll advise you to go ahead and check these examples one by one and check out other features that DataTables there, which I believe there are lots of features that it has. So you can check throughout and make sure you read what is written in each example. You just read through it, and then you should be able to get what they are talking about. This particular example that just click does not have pagination, so it's simply a disabling of so many features, but I can see that the search bar is still working as we saw in the previous example. So in the next video, I'm going to stop here for now. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to apply data tables how to apply it in a particular web page containing table data records. So I hope you found this informative, and thanks for viewing.